How to Sell Online for Free is presented by myself, Ronia Peguero. I am the Chief Creative Officer and co-founder of VNR Digital Branding Agency. So who am I? Who is this person who's trying to sit up here and tell you things that you do not know anything about my background, right? So here's a few companies that I've worked with. So just to quickly break it down, I've worked at 2 high schools, 6 colleges and universities. I've taught an array of subjects, mostly IT related. And then I've worked at different technology companies, communication companies, and different things of that nature. Okay. So what is VNR Digital? VNR Digital is a WBE, which is a women's business enterprise or minority business enterprise. It's a brand and marketing and web agency. And that's specifically what we specialize in. So that's the company that I have been doing for 7 years. Some of the clients that we've worked for is the Boston Women's Fund, et cetera, et cetera. There's a bunch of different companies. I just, highlighted a few of them here. All right, so let's get to it. What are we gonna do today? We're gonna start with an introduction, which is what I just did. I would love to hear from each one of you to kind of hear what it is that you need help with to make sure that I am spending the right amount of time on the right things that are going to serve you the best. But what I would like to talk about is selling services versus selling products online. What available platforms are there for you to go ahead and do that for free? Some case studies, some examples of people who are doing this and what their experience is like, and what platforms they're using, and some simple tips and tricks just to keep you on track. And then we'll have a beautiful Q&A, because once again, your interaction is 100% what's going to make this a successful training for you. So please feel free to ask questions. All right, selling services versus product. A service is something that is not tangible. It's not something that people can touch or take with them. However, a product is a physical thing. But there is a nuance to that. We do have digital products as well. There are many services that can be provided online. Some of them are virtual services. Okay, things like virtual assistants. You can do virtual coaching classes. There's a lot of things that you can do. I'm doing a virtual workshop right now, right? So this is a service that I am providing you right now of all the knowledge and wisdom that I have in my head, of all the things that I know about technology. And I'm taking the time now to tell you the information and feed it to you. And so this is a virtual complimentary service that I'm providing for you now. Let's see, another service that could be provided is resume rewriting, a cleaning service. So if somebody, if you need somebody to clean your house, web design, tutoring, hair, lashes, realtor, construction, babysitting, phone repair, car wash, laundry, organization, business, anything like that. The reason why I have this screenshot here is because this is something very simple and basic that most people overlook for marketing their business for free. And it's Craigslist. So you can see here a screenshot. How many people have used Craigslist just to buy something? Just put a C in the chat if you've used Craigslist to buy. Okay, so a lot of people, if they want to get rid of something, they use Craigslist, but you can actually use it for business as well. So for example, this is a cleaning company. They use emojis in the subject line in order to get people's attention. Okay, they put the call to action, the phone number right in the subject, right at the top. All right, so that's a great tip. And then they specifically name the things that they're doing that people could potentially be searching for. So what you want to always think about is, what is your customer looking for when they're trying to find you? So if somebody is making cakes, you want to make sure you have the words wedding in there, birthday, bar mitzvah, all the different types of cake, cupcakes, dessert bars, whatever the keywords are for that industry, you want to have that written into your actual post on Craigslist. And that's a really good way to get leads. Believe it or not, I know a company, it's a digital branding agency as well in Rhode Island. And they got leads on Craigslist, when they started, I would say 9 or 10 years ago, and they made $1 million on Craigslist. So that is a completely free resource. I'm not just telling you things because I'm just making them up. If you put things to work, they will actually work for you. So Craigslist is a wonderful resource where you can get leads. I can tell you my background. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I got my little books organized by color. It was a mess. It was driving me crazy. And I had an organizer come in and do that for me. And I found her on Craigslist. So I searched for organization. I found her. She came from Boston. She came, organized my life for a little bit. And it was like one of the greatest things that I've ever done. I saw her website to validate who she was. I saw her Instagram and I was like, perfect. This is the person I'm going for, right? So it's like, yes, it's great to have the Craigslist ad and that gets you people calling you, but obviously like the back end stuff that you do just to validate your business are just additional steps that you can take to add credibility to yourself. All right. So Craigslist is a wonderful place to start. And they have different sections for like services or if you're offering gigs and different things like that. So all right, so we covered services. Now let's get into products. So the different types of products that you can sell, people gave a lot of different ideas. We do have an artist here. So like, this is a website I created for an artist and they wanted to be able to, they have a 9-to-5, but they wanted to be able to like take their skill and their hobby to the next level, right? So they wanted to sell their paintings, they wanted to sell their drawings and different things like that. So we created a Shopify website, which is a free thing that you can set up. And I just set it up for them and I put their work up there and they were able to, I trained them on how to make updates on their own. They were able to make updates on their website and they're able to sell their actual, they have merch, they have paintings, they have drawings, like I said. So these are just some of the different examples of things that you can do for selling your things at no cost online. Obviously, I'm not saying it's completely free. There is a cost of like the transaction fee, right? So depending which payment processing vendor you use, there's going to be a fee attached to that. So, you know, obviously that varies, but that's just the cost of business, right? That's not like something that we're going to like stop doing business because it costs money for a transaction. That's just a normal cost of business. Here is another website that we worked on. It's for autistic kids and kids who have ADHD. They always have to be doing something or touching something. So this has a fidget grommet, like it has a fidget at the bottom of the t-shirt, and it's like a little stuffy toy that they put on it. And you know, when it helps kids stay still and different things like that. So this is a high school student who won like a business competition. He's been featured in a lot of different magazines and newspapers, and he's gotten a lot of media coverage. And his brother has autism and he wanted to find a solution for it. So he created this line and he made the investment. He created a website and a lot of his shirts have been sold out. Like he just recently went viral on TikTok as well, which is another free way to market your business, which is huge right now. But yeah, so he, you know, is able to sell his t-shirts online. He's, you know, a young kid and he's making money from his website by doing that. So what are some products that you could sell? Like I said, there are digital products and there are physical products. So we talked a lot about physical products like clothes, art, food, electronics, different things like that. But for digital products, which are a passive way to make income because you create something and you let it live online and then you continue to make money off of it, is like an ebook. Where you can give information, introductory information or any kind of information based on your industry. So for example, the addiction intervention program for Kate, if she wanted to create some kind of a pamphlet that talks to parents or family members, you know, how to deal with family members with addiction or something like that with some informational tips, and gets it designed into an ebook, which is like a 20-page or 50-page or 10-page, however you want to do it. And you can provide it for free, or you can charge like $99 cents or anything like that. And multiple people can take advantage of that. So that's one way to create some revenue off of a free way to put information out there. I hope that made sense. So you can sell coaching memberships, workshops, online training and certifications as well. So those are the different things that you can provide online. Does anybody have any questions? All right, I'm gonna continue so that we can get through this. All right, so what are some available platforms to go ahead and utilize? Obviously, we talked about Craigslist, but there's a lot of other ones that I would like to dive deep into a little bit better. So I'm gonna start with my boy Gary Vee here. So this is a TikTok profile, and one of the things that a missed opportunity for people with TikTok is they don't realize that You can add a link if you are registered as a business on TikTok. So again, he's directing people, obviously the objective is different for everybody. So if you want to send people to your website, that's what you would do. If you have a booking link that you want to send people to, if your objective is to get people to book appointments with you, then you would send them to the booking link. In this case, he's trying to promote his podcast. So he has the links showing, bringing you to his Apple Podcasts. So that's what's happening with that. But this is also a very big missed opportunity for people, where they don't realize that once you're gaining the attention of the audience, like on a TikTok, which is going viral, and you're able to really grow really quickly, you have to be, when people go to research you and try to learn a little bit more about you, you have to give them somewhere to go, right, in order to create that transaction and make the sale, which is ultimately what it's all about if we're in business. So I'm going to break down the platforms a little bit further. Facebook is another platform that people can sell on. Can you put an M in the chat if you sold on Facebook Marketplace before? An M. And a lot of times we think about like selling things around the house or things like that, but I mean for business. Like, have you ever promoted your business on Facebook Marketplace? So if you're selling cakes, Patrice, you would create a post about that on Facebook Marketplace. And when people post on Facebook Marketplace, which is I've made really good money by selling things on Facebook Marketplace. But when people post things on Facebook like I've sold cars, blah, blah, like a bunch of stuff. But one of the options that it gives you once you post is to add it to different groups. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to join different groups that have to do with the city surrounding area of where I am. And it's like yard sale. So it'll be like Rhode Island yard sale, or like something like that. Or like I go by different cities and I just add them. And when I join those groups, I am able to, when I post something on Marketplace, submit that post to different groups. So you're killing two birds with one stone. You're putting it in the Marketplace for everybody, but then you're also specifically targeting certain people with different interests. So for example, if you're a realtor, you want to make sure that you're joining realtor groups, and it doesn't always have to be like Realtors RI or something like that. You want to look for like first-time home buyers, or recent college grads, or just moved into Rhode Island, or whatever things I love in Rhode Island, or amazing Rhode Island photography, like whatever has to do with something that a potential home buyer would be interested in. That's the kind of place that you want to like be part of, and be part of that community on Facebook. So these are free things, again, that you can do, that a lot of people are missing opportunities on how to target different audiences at no cost. Instagram is another space that is underutilized. You can also make sales on Instagram. Believe it or not, people make money on stories. People see what you're doing. Transactions are made in the DMs, and businesses are conducted on Instagram. And one of the things that I want to talk about is Instagram Shop, which I will give you an example of somebody that I worked with when we worked with the city of Boston. So I did a workshop for the city of Boston, and one of the attendees is a fashion designer, and so she had an Instagram page and a following, but she didn't have Instagram Shop set up, which is super important. A lot of people again, you should have an Instagram Shop set up, because it allows you to sell your things online for free. You don't have to build a website. You're monetizing the existing audience that you already have on Instagram, and you're putting your products there, and people can create the transaction right then and there. Snapchat is another place that people make money. You can add links to your stories, the same as Instagram. You can add links and redirect people to a purchasing page. You can show them samples of your products or services, behind the scenes, different things like that. TikTok as well, which I've talked about, link in the bio. Craigslist, you want to make sure you have like your phone number, a website, or a booking link, or anything like that. Amazon is another place where you can make money. You can set up an Amazon store. There are things like on-demand printing. So on-demand printing is one of the most beautiful things that you can do if you're trying to save money. So for example, we have an artist here, so Farah. So Farah is an artist. And so if Farah wants to sell t-shirts, but she doesn't want to buy 100 t-shirts, keep them and see if they're going to sell, and then have to mail them out and all of that, An alternative is called on-demand printing, okay? And it's not just Amazon. There's a lot of different companies that do this. And what that means is that they set it up for you so that you send them the graphic, they put it on a t-shirt, and they put the product up there, and then people buy it. So let's say I want to buy 10 of them. They're going to print 10 t-shirts and they're going to mail out 10 t-shirts for you. You don't have to buy extra inventory. The customer pays directly to them and you get a percentage. So that's another thing that you can do through Amazon or other companies if you research on-demand printing. And you can do it with mugs, you can do it with t-shirts, you can do it with hats, you can do it with anything. Sky's the limit. Another thing that's really cool about Amazon is on-demand publishing as well. So you can publish a book and not pay anything out of pocket, get it done. They will only print out what people buy. So again, things that you don't have to worry about shipping or printing or things like that. Okay, these are free opportunities for you to make money. Other things that you can do is eBay. It's old school, it still works. Etsy, somebody brought that up. I'll give an example of Etsy in a little bit. Shopify, Squarespace, WordPress, and Wix are a little bit more advanced. That's for people who have a little bit more technological skills and they want to build their own websites. Okay, these are free tools that you can utilize to build the website and sell your products online. Questions so far?
Out of the websites that you just shared, like the Wix and the Squarespace and the WordPress, is there one that you like more or would recommend to certain people for whatever reason?
That's a great question. So as far as web platforms, they all vary depending on what your objective is. So I can tell you as an artist, your best option is going to be Squarespace because Squarespace is visually appealing. It looks beautiful when you build it, and artists tend to gravitate towards Squarespace.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so Instagram shop. Here's the girl, Gigi. I made a little video on my phone to show. This is how you set up the shop. She adds different samples of her clothes, and you know, let's say I wanted to buy that dress. I pick the size that I want, and then I add it to my cart, and you just pay for it. Everything on Instagram without leaving Instagram. So not only big companies aren't the only ones that need to use this. As a small business, you can do this. Remember, it doesn't always have to be a physical product. You can also do this with virtual products. So that ebook or all those different ideas that we talked about, you can also offer those. All you have to do is show a picture of the actual item. So if it's an ebook, you show a picture of the cover and people can buy it. All right, so this is another client that we have. Tanisha, she's a professional roller derby person. She's been on like ESPN and everything. She does skating. She came to me because she's from Texas, as you can see. She came to me because she was doing fitness training. She was doing roller skating competition. She was doing aerobics, just a combination of different things. So we had to figure out a way to streamline her services and offer them online. She's like at 7 different locations in Texas, so she needed one place that said everywhere that she was at. And then we decided to also provide merch. So one of the things that when she goes to like big competitions, people give her t-shirts to sign, but she's signing t-shirts for the organization that put it together. They're not her t-shirts. And she told me she signed hundreds. So I was like, well, why don't we make you t-shirts so that you can sign your own, you make money off the t-shirts, plus you're signing them, and it's a win-win. So that's what we did. We created a merch design for her. And so these are some of the designs that she selected. So we have t-shirts, we have hats, stickers, posters, all different things. And you can see here that, you know, she's highly awarded with a bunch of things that she just got selected for some US something. I don't know what it's called. I apologize. This is not my field or my industry, but this is a Wix website that we created for her, which has online shopping capabilities. So here's some samples of some of the things. So like the posters, she's going to be selling the posters and signing them for people for whenever she goes and competes. So that's another way. So here we have a case study with Etsy. This is a Rhode Island based company. This is my friend Hector right here. And he created this brand. It's called Hermosa, and it's a room freshener. It's a wonderful scents that he has available. And so he was on Etsy with this brand. And when he did this brand on Etsy, he told me that he like it. he wasn't like crazy about like packaging everything and then sending out to people. Remember, I kind of explained that to you guys about how it's like all that extra work, right? It's like you want to do things for free, but then like it takes like extra time for you to do things. So he ended up going, because he was doing Etsy and Amazon, and he ended up staying with Amazon because he can send them like 30 bottles and they'll keep it in the warehouse and then they mail it out to the customer as they order it. So that system seems to work better for him. He does Amazon ads, and he's able to make money that way with his business. Amy, I see you have your hand up.
So if you list across platforms, how do you manage your inventory? Do you have to have everything? Like, I'm just picturing if you sell on Instagram and Facebook and Etsy that you oversell potentially.
Oh, that would be a good problem to have. So that's what we call good problems. So
Yeah.
there's never a bad thing. There's never anything wrong with like having people, you know, waiting for things, or well, obviously if you go above and like if you don't want to make them wait too long, but that's a good problem to have. Like when you have when you sold more than you thought. So yeah, that's not a problem. But if as far as managing inventory, there's different tools available for that. And for example, on Shopify and Wix, you can put on the back end how many of the items you have, and it's the same with Amazon. So if you have 10 of these, I see what you're saying, if it's on multiple platforms, you can divvy it up so that you have an equal amount for each platform, and you can keep a manual inventory of that. Or you can find a tool that communicates with the multiple platforms. All of that is possible. All right, so let's continue. So another way of doing things, selling things online for free is affiliate marketing. So this is a client that we had in, where are they located? Seattle, Washington. And so they recently moved to California, but they were in Seattle, Washington when we set this website up. They have an at-home gym. And so, you know, these are professional photos that we're taking at their gym. And basically they don't have an actual product to sell. The product that they sell is like a one-on-one training, a virtual one-on-one training, or a booking. So like if you want like a nutrition plan, or you want to set up a one-on-one consultation, that's the product that they sell on their website. However, I wanted to show you the affiliate marketing. Is this showing you the website?
Yes.
Okay, good, thank you. So here is the shop page that we created, and here are the 3 items that we chose to highlight. So these 3 items, this personal trainer doesn't have these at their house. They don't have to mail or ship them themselves. They have a relationship with this company. It's called Savvy, and so they have multiple items here that they sell, and they make a percentage on the sales. So once you click on this and you actually buy something from this page, they make a percentage. So you want to think about this like a Mary Kay or an Avon or something of that nature. So you're able to just easily incorporate that into your existing website. Or if you, let's say, you have it on a different platform, if you're putting it on Craigslist or something like that, or if you put it on Facebook ads, you know, you just want to redirect them to your affiliate link, and you just show a picture of the product. So this is the same way that you would be able to do that. And what else do we have? All right, so finally, we're going to wrap up with the tips and tricks, things that you can do. One of the things I want to tell you is take action. Don't overthink it. A lot of analysis paralysis can lead you to not actually do what it is that you have to do. So just do what you have to do. Like, just try it. Don't think about, I'm going to sell too much. I'm not going to be able to do this. Like, just put yourself in the situation. Once you have a good problem, like, oh, I sold 100. Now you have a great solution that you have to come up with. Like, how do I get 100? Now you have to think about, well, how do I make this happen? How do I get the right vendor to be able to fulfill this order, right? And we're talking about Amazon and things like that. They can do 1,000. They can do, 10,000. Like, they're able to handle those types of quantities. Use your network. Another thing people fail to realize is that your own personal circle, so like your Facebook group or your Instagram group page and things like that, not group, your Facebook network or your Instagram network, put that information out there about what you're doing for your business. Like, people will spread the word and let other people know. So utilize your network. That's another free way to get the word out, and expand your network too. So don't keep staying in your own circle. Like, also go out and meet other people in your industry, go out and meet people, try to help people who need help with the things that you offer. And also, what are the other things? Keep it simple. We try to overcomplicate things. We have to keep it really simple. You just want to talk about what you offer, how it's benefiting the person, and what kind of action they need to take in order to get in contact with you. So you want to include one CTA, which is a call to action. And also, don't forget, the most important part of all of this is to make money. Yes, we're listing things online for free, and these are resources for you to be able to do things at no cost. But the bottom line and the whole point of whatever it is that you're putting out there is that you want to make money. So please don't forget that aspect of it. All right, so now it's time for questions, and I see that we already have some in the chat.
Yeah, so Alice asked, my question is more local business, like for Facebook and Instagram, their ad spread is too wide. So how do you target better for your business, you know, looking for people to go local, plastic free, and be more local?
Okay, so when you're talking about plastic free, you're talking about a certain type of consumer who's environmentally friendly. So what products are they gonna associate with? What are some other product-free companies or brands out there that you can align yourself with? Alice, can you give me an example? I'm not familiar with the plastic-free industry.
It's faster just to talk. I started to type.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
I have a different business model as well. You put your order in online and then you choose a pickup location, and I'm partnering with small businesses all over the city. So you can pick up at a location near you, so you don't have to travel too far. So the good thing is that little plastic-free, like zero waste stores are popping up everywhere now. And so they're obvious, easy partners.
No. I mean like a brand, like a big brand that I would recognize.
Oh, a big brand.
So Patagonia, somebody said, is that a brand that identifies?
Patagonia. Yeah.
Okay.
Avocado.
So one of the things, avocado?
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things you want to do when you're targeting your Facebook ads is you want to look for people who have an interest in Patagonia, people who have an interest in avocado. You want to look for those things.
That's a good idea.
So get really specific. You want to think about your actual customer. So you want to think about, what is this person like? And you can create, what are they called? Customer profiles.
Oh.
I'm sorry?
I thought you were going to say lookalike, the lookalike ads.
Yeah, so lookalike, you have to have at least 1,000 contacts. Do you have 1,000 emails?
Emails on my mailing list does, but
okay.
I don't have that many Facebook followers.
No, that's okay. So if you have a mailing list, very great information. Thank you for adding this in. If you have a mailing list with over 1,000 contacts, you can do a lookalike audience on Facebook with Facebook ads. And what that means is that you get the duplicate of the type of buying habits and interests of the current people that you're currently marketing to. So for example, if you have 5,000 people who are into zero waste stores and are into avocado and are into Patagonia, then it's going to find other people who are into the same similar things that you're going to target specifically.
Great.
Okay. I want to come back to the, yeah, you're welcome. I'm sorry. Were there other questions? I know that Mark had another question, but I know I got asked about SEO earlier, so I want to make sure I address that as well.
And then Paul had a question about storing images too. Kind of a bit up, but what's the best way to store images?
So I store images all different types of way. I have like 25,000 pictures on my phone. I have SD cards. I have Google Drive. I have Dropbox. I have physical hard drives. I have different laptops, different computers, iCloud, Amazon. There's a multitude of ways to store images. Google Photos. Okay.
Is there a better way between Google Drive and Google Photos to store your information and get it out there to other individuals? From Mark.
Can Mark, can you explain to me what information you're referring to that you're getting out to individuals?
So on the Google Drive, I have the pictures I'm trying to upload and get them so that I can expose my product. And on Google Drive, it was through my tablet, which was a Samsung product, telling me how to do it. And I'm just wondering, is there a better way between the two, Google Drive or the other one?
I use Google Drive for my business,
Okay.
and I like it because I can have photos, I can have documents, I can share, I can collaborate with them, different things like that.
You've answered then. Google Drive, what I'll do. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Mark. And I believe there was another question. So that's something I would have to research as far as like a tool with multiple platform. That would be something that I would have to do a little Google search to get you an answer. And if we have a specific time that you want to set aside, Rena, I'd be more than happy to do that to help you further explore that. I did put my website on the presentation. So if you go to vnrdigital.com, there should be a button that you click, and that should give you my calendar. And you can definitely set up a complimentary 30-minute consultation where I can dive deeper into what it is that I can answer for your specific business. Does anybody else have any other questions? I believe we're 2 minutes over the time, but I want to make sure that we address any other questions or concerns.
If you don't mind, I'll ask quickly, have people been successful in setting up, I'm somewhat technologically challenged, but GoDaddy websites on their own?
GoDaddy is more of a hosting company than a platform. They haven't really figured out the platform aspect. People have been successful. I wouldn't recommend it for that. That's just my opinion. I've been making websites since 1997.
What do you think of WordPress?
WordPress is good, but you do have to know a little bit of technology. So WordPress.com is easier, but it's like clunkier. And then WordPress.org is free, but it's just a little bit more complicated. You have to know how to like install it and set up the themes and make modifications and add plugins and debug it if it gets hacked. There's a little bit to that. It's a little bit more of an advanced platform.
I found, I'd like to make a comment, if I may.
Sure.
I have a website, and it's now in WordPress. And I just got through doing it. I had a company from California do it, and I explained to them that I wanted it to be really simple. I had looked at Wix and all the rest of them, and they proceeded to go with WordPress. And I agree with you about the fact of it being clunky. It's a situation where I'm not as educated as you are about the websites. I understand everything. That's what it is, but it has changed so much that it makes it tough for people that are startups that want to get a website put together and have it simple without coding and everything else going with it. What's going to change in the industry? Is it going to change?
Yeah, it's already started changing. So they have a lot of what's called what you see is what you get, or like visual editors, which means that it's not really coding based. So something like a Squarespace or Wix are recommendations for beginners to have existing templates that you just go in and edit.
Okay, because with this WordPress, I feel like I'm stuck.
No, that's that's like high level. That would require a little bit more technical savvy.
Right. Okay, thank you. I hope you don't mind me making a comment, but
no, I don't mind at all.
Just if somebody is in the same position that's just starting up, maybe they could use a little bit of this information. That's all.
Of course, I appreciate it, Paul.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody? You're welcome. Is there anybody else before we wrap up? Okay, well, I know you're all going to be successful entrepreneurs. I hope to be meeting with some of you one-on-one to further discuss any assistance that you may need. My knowledge is plentiful. This is just one of the things that I was asked to speak about, but there are many other things that I can assist with as well.